On the gentle greens of Augusta, a soft clap of polite applause follows every swing, and the hush of the gallery is expected the same way your mother expects you to eat your food at the dinner table. This is professional golf as we've known it, a sport wrapped in etiquette, where silence is golden, and the game is played with whispered commentary and nods of quiet respect. But in recent years, this image has been challenged in the most outrageous tournament of the year, the Waste Management Open in Phoenix. As the sun rises over Scottsdale each year, the whispers of the old guard give way to the rowdy roars of the new school. This ain't your granddad's golf tournament. This is where the spirit of the sport gets turbocharged with a beer-soaked makeover. In a matter of a few years, it's become the highlight of every recreational golfer and one of the most watched PGA tournaments. And today on Good Bogey Golf, we will be covering what happened in this year's Golf Party of the Year. From Max Savage making a holy appearance to Zach Johnson teeing off on a fan, you won't want to miss out on the fun. If you stick around to the end, we'll even cover the arrests that happened this year and why they stopped serving alcohol. So without further ado, let's tee off. When it comes to golf, most recreational golfers just want to have fun and have some beers with the boys. So when a pro tournament presents the opportunity to do so, you can imagine just how fast the fans fill the stands. The Waste Management Open has managed to market itself into a position for this type of crowd, slowly becoming one of the most anticipated events of the year. But what makes it so special? For one, it raises millions for charity and embraces playing on Super Bowl weekend. Because of the timing, it typically comes with great weather and a terrific vibe. Then there's the spectacle of the hole-in-one celebration, a tradition like no other. The air fills with flying drinks, a shower of joy for the ace. Unlike any other tournament in the world, spectators also become central to the event, helping to transform the famous 16th hole into the Coliseum and the loudest hole in golf. What does this hole feel like? It's like someone took golf, cranked it to 11, and threw a party for a few thousand of your closest friends. It's more rock concert than a round of golf, more carnival than a country club. Not convinced? Let's take a look at some of the most memorable fan moments from this year. From a guy doing a full slip and slide, to getting a beer shower in the end, to fans stumbling with their beers and no clue where they are. It's a show of epic debauchery. But it gets better. This year's tournament got so out of hand they had to stop serving alcohol. If you want to know why, just take this guy stumbling around as an example. Or you can watch the fights that broke out too. Or maybe watching a guy sitting on the edge of passing out will do it for you. And he wasn't alone. Several others passed out in their chairs by 10 a.m. just like him. All in all, there were a total of 54 arrests, 211 ejections, and 653 emergency calls. It's clear this year's party on the greens was taken to another level. We also can't forget the ridiculous costumes either. I mean, take a look at this dude. He must have lost a bet with that outfit. And of course, there was this year's streaking legend, Max Savage, aka the Butt Guy, who produced probably the most iconic photo of the entire tournament. And he wasn't alone. Several streakers made an appearance throughout the day, forcing the police to actually do their job. But fans weren't the only ones dressing up. Big Dick Rick Fowler came to play. When Ricky is wearing a dirt bike jersey, you know it's gonna be a gas. Just watch this swing, a thing of beauty. So if you thought golf was all polo shirts and pleated khakis, think again. The Waste Management Phoenix Open is where the rulebook gets chucked into the sand trap and the party takes a front seat. From the moment the gates swing open, it's on. However, although most recreational golfers see the fun side of this crowd, not everyone likes it. In fact, the majority of major media and some pro golfers think it's gone too far. This brings us to a vital question: what is too far? Is the media painting a picture far too harsh? Should there be a tournament more fun rather than traditional old ways of watching? Articles from Business Insider to the New York Post paint a picture that this event needs to get under control and change its ways. The problem, they claim, is that the tournament has lost its way with the party part of it and allowed it to become ugly at times, as evidenced by the mess that took place last week. with officials having to suspend fan admission because of overcrowding and stop alcohol sales because of bad behavior. And it wasn't just the media that saw it this way. Some players complained about heckling from the gallery affecting their play, with 2023 Ryder Cup captain Zach Karen Johnson saying he's just sick of it and telling some fans at one point to just shut up. But isn't that the whole idea? That for once, golf doesn't need to be as stuffy as it's been for decades. Well, it doesn't need to spiral into a disrespectful stage. A little bit of heckling and fun should be allowed. It brings way more fun to it and challenges play in a completely different way. Sahith Theegala had a good way of seeing it, stating the following: "I thought it was great, and then on Saturday it just kind of tipped over. I fully embraced the tournament because it's so much fun. They just need to get the unruly fans figured out and contain the chaos." There has to be a happy medium because the tournament brings so much more to the recreational golfer than any other tournament does. There is a reason they call it the greatest show on grass. So maybe we can keep the spirit without the stumble, the fun without the fall. A little tweak here, a little nudge there, and we've got ourselves a party that's all about the good vibes. This is the heart of the Phoenix Open. Unapologetic, unabashed, and a downright blast. On one side, you've got the likes of Ricky Fowler, who surfs the wave of energy like a pro. The cheers, the jeers, he's down for it all, giving as much as he gets with every drive and putt. These are the types of player the tournament needs, not the Zach Johnsons, which are on the other side, hating the tournament altogether. Golf has its grand traditions, no doubt. The Masters, with its green jacket glory, is like the high church of golf. It's steeped in history, where whispers on the wind talk of legends and lore. It's the hallowed ground where every tee box is a chapter of an age-old story, and every swing is a nod to the greats who've walked the fairways before. But the PGA and golf in general need to embrace this style of tournament at least once a year to appeal to a younger audience. Why? Having at least one tourney that busts out of the gentle golf box isn't just good, it's necessary to keep the sport swinging. It's about mixing up that old school Arnold Palmer with a splash of rock and roll, giving the game a jolt of energy that could jumpstart a golf cart. So many recreational golfers nowadays play this way. Times have changed, and they just want to have a little fun. It will bring larger crowds, more energy, and something different to get excited about. It doesn't have to get as crazy as this year's Open, but somewhere in the middle will make it the event of the year. Alright, that wraps up our Waste Management Open story. It's been a round full of cheers and beers, showing us just how rowdy golf can get. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and share this with your crew for a good laugh. Lastly, thanks for tagging along. We'll catch you next time when the drinks are cool and the golf chatter's always hot.